doorbell this night?
No, it's the meeting.
Oh.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh my goodness. All right, we'll wait just a minute, you guys, for a few more people to pop on live, and we'll record this. We have a few things we wanted to go over this evening. Want to be on the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's 5. I say we just start. So the agenda for this evening, happy Wednesday. We're changing our Friday trainings possibly to Wednesday. We're figuring things out, but we like our weekly check-ins. And so stay tuned for the day and time. But the agenda for today is Chris is going to go over the comp plan. Kind of a back office getting started with Courtney and Lauren. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the vision boards and getting in touch with your why. And then Chris is going to end it with a little September reflection and October goals. So Chris, take it away.
Yep. So honestly, I don't have a ton about the comp plan specifically. I want to reiterate a few things that, one, this is, as much as I feel like, you want to knock out and all things are important, whether it's the back office, whether it's your knowledge of the products, but the comp plan is going to be an area where you're just going to get a lot of questions. It's just the way it is, especially if you're building a team, which you should be focused on. Of course you're focused on that. So you're going to get a lot of questions. I honestly, I feel like 75% of what I get asked from affiliates are almost always comp plan related. And so your knowledge of the comp plan is going to be important, because then you're spending a lot less time, you're not wasting time basically trying to explain the same thing over and over to people, and you want your own team to be able to kind of train themselves on this. So that's why it's important that we've put out videos. Elaine has put out videos. Sealy has amazing videos on the comp plan. And the great thing about these videos are, the comp plan is simple, but it can be complicated. I'll admit that when I started, that not everything made sense, but sometimes it's just the way you hear it from the right person, because everyone's going to say it just a little bit differently. So if you watch one video and something doesn't make sense, watch another video, because that might be the one that makes sense to you. It took me like a month to get this down. And when I finally got it down, I was like, oh my gosh, this was like the simplest thing ever, but it took hearing it the right way from the right person. And I stress watching the videos so much, because when somebody messages you and says, can you explain to me how to be binary qualified? This is the hardest part, is explaining the comp plan in a message, whether it's a text, whether it's a Facebook message. To put it into written word and read it, it'll probably not make sense. We're watching somebody with a board in the background, or if they're screen sharing the comp plan, or how are they doing? Just hearing the words and visually seeing it, whether you have it loaded up on your screen or whatever, will be 100 times more effective than asking for somebody to explain it in a message, okay? So watch the videos that we have put out, that we have linked for others. You can find tons of them on YouTube. If, honestly, to save the most time, ask me and we'll go through a Zoom, and that's all I'll do. I'll screen share the comp plan and we'll go through it so that you have it absolutely down, because an essential understanding of the comp plan is going to help you. And so the two things that I'm going to hit home, and hopefully everyone is really got this down, is what you're buying in for. So your builder, your director, your executive. If your goal is to really take off in this company and you are all in, then your goal should be at least the 90 PV, because without 90 PV, you're not getting paid deeper than the first level. So if you're only a builder, you're only getting paid on the people you enroll. So until you go to a director, until you have 90 PV, you're not getting that next level down. So while binary qualification only requires 40 PV, binary volume comes from so many people in the organization. You need more than one level to really maximize this. To maximize the comp plan is to, at minimum, have 90 PV. So I've said it over and over again, and I'll probably keep saying it, because I feel it's really important that you go all in with your business, that you don't kind of wade in the shallow end. Like I like to say, go all in, get at least 90 PV to give yourself a real chance, so that if you are enrolling people and they're enrolling people, you're going to get paid on those levels. And if you're all the way in, give yourself a month at the start of a month and go all in for an executive, whether it's, an executive pack or if you do the 2 director packs, because 200 PV is an executive. So just give yourself that opportunity. When we're done, load the comp plan up so you can see how many levels each rank gets paid on. And then the other thing is the binary. So this is, of course, the common question is how to get binary qualified. It's really so much simpler than it sounds. So if you have at least 40 PV, you've covered your end. Now all you need is somebody on each leg or a combination of people on each leg personally enrolled by you that has a sum of 90 PV. So if you enroll somebody on each leg and they have a director pack, you're covered. Now all you need is 300 business volume from each leg. And the business volume needs to be reorders because reorders are what constitutes binary volume. That's why you don't see it in the first month, but you'll see it in month 2. If you get somebody on each leg, 2 people on each leg, and one has 40 PV and one has 50, you're covered. So 90 PV, personally enrolled. And the brilliant thing about this comp plan is more often than not, you're seeing a ton of volume on what we call your strong leg. So if you enroll one person and you know they're solid, you know that they're going to stay with the company and they're going to order the 90 PV every month, you can turn your leg rotator to your weak leg and literally flush all of the volume to that weaker leg, which is something that took me a month to figure out. You can literally have one person on one leg and they will probably, if they're in the business and they're solid, they're covering that minimum what you need on that leg. And all of your volume then can go to your weak leg. So you are getting paid 100% on the work that you specifically are doing. Okay. So those are the 2 things I really wanted to touch on there. Review it. Okay. If you need help, don't hesitate to ask, but watch the videos, give yourself a chance, watch a few different ones, and let's really try to hammer home our knowledge of the comp plan this month.
All right, perfect. I'm not seeing my dashboard. Can people mute out if it's not your turn to talk so that we don't have background noise? There in the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a mute button. I don't see mine actually. I don't know what's going on. But if you can mute out, that would be amazing. Okay, perfect. So next up, Courtney or Lauren, what was your guys' plan to chat about?
I'll let Courtney go first. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let Courtney go first.
Okay, awesome. How are y'all doing? Hey there. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about getting started and recruiting in the business. So if you have a pen and paper, I hope you're taking notes. I took notes from this. That's really important every time you get on these trainings to take notes. I believe it is Ashley that is not muted, so I've scrolled over there. So where we're hearing the background noise. Okay, so I want to kind of break it down into 5 steps on getting started. The first part is on product, so write down product. The second part is we're going to share the product. The third part is we're going to engage the prospect. The fourth part is we're going to follow up. Okay, we're going to have product. We're going to share it. We're going to engage the prospect. We're going to follow up, and we're going to repeat. So looking at it as a simple term of that's going to help everybody to duplicate over and over. So when you're getting started, obviously you're going to order, you're going to get your product, and you're going to start your products. You're going to get a story. So how many of you have so far already posted on your page your product story? How about stories of other people? So when you're getting started, you have to be on the products. Try a few of them. Try the face cream. Try the oils. The topical ones as well. You're going to have to do what I call a launch post. So when you're getting started, what I see is a lot of people just sign up and then don't do anything after that. So you've got to step out there and get in deep, like Chris said, and make a launch post. And we can help you make those. Those are great to be done at night. So you want to be posting on Facebook. You want to use personal pictures when you're posting. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips about developing your story and posting about your story. I see people share a lot of memes and things like that, which is great. But Facebook actually lets you share more of if it's just a personal picture of you taking the CBD or giving it to your child or giving it to your dog or something personal with it. So try to post something like that. Always share the business also on Facebook. So you're sharing the products, but you have to share the business side as well. The sharing part. When you're sharing on Facebook or in person or you're messaging someone, here's what you need to do. You need to always be sharing. You need to be always sharing your link. And I would suggest the pre-enrollment link as much as possible, because the great part about when you're sharing that link and sharing your story is that you are going to actually be getting them in the marketing system from My Daily Choice, which is amazing because they continue to email everyone. So if you don't know what your pre-enrollment link is or your biz link is, make sure you check your business office, and it'll be the website where it's for your business link. And if you need help with that, let us know. Okay, so once you're sharing, you're engaging people to be interested, right? So you have to take the product, share the product, and then people are interested. So whenever we've got someone interested, you want to personally start a conversation with them in Messenger or something like that. You want to add and tag them to the testimony page. Always make sure you're adding and tagging, and you're just repeating this over and over. When you're messaging them, you're going to ask them, what are the health issues you're looking to help with? Is it anxiety? Is it migraines? What kind of things can we help you with? And then when they're conversing back and forth, like, oh, yes, it would definitely work with you for that. I'd love for you to try it. Ask some open-ended questions when you're messaging. Ask so they're going back and forth with you like a conversation. Make sure you're invested in the conversation, and you're asking them what they need, because they're tuned into what is it that I'm going to get out of this. And so when you're doing that, you're looking for closing the sale. And I think where a lot of people get stuck is that they may get to this point and then they're not closing the sale. So not immediately will someone say yes every time, maybe 2 out of 10 people. But you need to follow up with people, which is the next step. So when you're following up with someone and you've engaged them already, follow up, 3-4 days later, maybe a week later. And the question I love to ask is, have you thought any more about the oils? And just, wait for them to respond. And then that's going to open up where they say, oh, well, yes, I have, or I'm waiting till payday. Or, there's something going on. So you may want to just ask them, is there anything else that I can give you to help you make your decision? So what is holding them back? So that's what you're wondering as a person. Okay, I know this product is great. I know they need the product. They said they have anxiety. What's holding them back? And so that's what you're kind of getting at. What is it that you can do to help transition it to where they're purchasing it for them and for their health? So when I'm doing that and helping them plan to purchase, I'm always transitioning and telling them already about the business. I'm telling them about the director pack as a minimum standard, if they can get that. And the way I upsell the director pack, say they're wanting the CBD oil, I'll always say, oh gosh, did you know there's also pet products? There's some, face creams. There's stuff you can rub topically for you. There's 2 different strengths. So I use, the 500 for the kids and 750 for adults. I would really suggest going ahead and getting the 4-pack. It's like buying 3 and getting 1 free, essentially. So I'll kind of word it where it's better for them to save that kind of money and try an array of products. This is even for customers, not just business builders. So that's one way to upsell when I'm following up and asking questions to help them make a decision. And then you just kind of keep following up until, they make a decision, but don't be annoying about it. Make sure you're not being annoying. And then what I would do as far as the repeat, this is the part where people don't like to continue, because you have to do this process daily. So you're always in a recruit mode. You're always in a following up mode. And so that's the getting started process, is putting yourself out there, sharing your story, messaging people, giving them information, engaging them, following up, giving them suggestions for more products, and just staying with them until they get the product in their hands that they need. And then obviously once they order, follow up and make sure that they're dosing right. They're getting the benefits that they're looking for. Give that customer service to them. And so that way they'll be a repeat customer, because that's the best part about this product, is that it is consumable and that they're going to reorder it if they like it. So make sure once you've made the sale that you're still being a great for them. It's following up as well. And the same thing is for the affiliates. You know, we want to hold their hand and walk them through everything that they need once they sign up, and, you know, do all those things and be diligent about working with them as well. But those are my tips about getting started with new people. So Lauren, you want to take it away?
That was great, Courtney. I feel like you just covered the bases. So I'm just going to add a little bit to that a few things. First, when you join this business, of course, it's important to, you know, learn the products, but that's not everything. You can jump in. Number one, if you don't have the money, there's so many options as far as you can buy a director's pack. And listen, I need to look up the policy on this, but the Butlers recommended it the other day about listing their products on eBay. And obviously you'd list them for what you paid, let's say $69, $89, and that they go like a light switch, you know? So if you could potentially put it on your credit card, order the 4 products, at least come in on a director's level, list them on eBay, keep one for yourself if you can financially, list them on eBay. And that way you're starting at a great point, you know, a director status at the very minimum. And if you can do that again, you can duplicate that again and buy a second director's pack, it's going to put you at the executive level. And if you sell off the product, then you can pay off your credit card, you're in the business, and you're going to earn more, percentages off your sales. So that's one piece of advice that I thought was gold. And my bottles, my personal stash went, lightning quick. Locals wanted to buy it, and I was able to pay it off my credit card. So that's a starter. Don't think that you just have to come in as a builder. It makes a big difference to start at the director or preferably executive level, because then you're already, you know, so far ahead of the game. That's number one. Number two, if you have when you first jump on the business, first of all, I've said it on the last Zoom call, the link is there for a reason. It's full of great information. Like, use the link. All the information that anybody needs to know, any question that they have that needs an answer, it's literally on the website. So send them the website, send them different tabs of the website. Learn your back office, but sorry, there's like bugs flying everywhere. I'm having to hide from the children outside, like in the middle of the forest. So anyways, learn your back office, go through the tabs. It doesn't take long. Start to become familiar with them. Use the link and send it to them. And as far as don't wait to make a post. Don't wait to make a coming out post. You can literally use the business group, go into the business group and use the search tool and say coming out post. Immediately one of Elaine's posts comes up and says, does anybody have examples of a coming out post? And there's literally a million examples below. And that's just a great place to start. Another thing that I was going to go into, I feel like I just lost my train of thought on this, so don't wait to post, and be a good friend. I said this again last time, but I'm telling you that karma, God, whatever you believe in, it's real. And if you're not a good friend and you're just a used car salesman, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. You might sell some products, but like if your intentions are not genuine, it's not going to work for you long-term in this business. You need to be a genuine friend, a genuine person that really wants to help people change their lives and get off of pharmaceuticals and to feel better and to potentially change their circumstances. Be a good friend and write down a list of people that you think would be great prospects and a list of people that maybe you have no idea, but why judge? And start reaching out to those people. Hey, how are you? How's it going? What's going on? See what's going on in their life. Like, start to engage them and start to comment on their posts on Facebook. Type in their name, search their name, seek them out, start to talk to them on Facebook, start commenting and liking their posts, like show that you care in that form. And then your posts are going to start showing up on their feed because Facebook decides that you should be friends. Again, I said this last time, but it's crucial. And if you know that Sally is a person that you want on your team and you start commenting on their posts and you start liking their posts, and your posts start showing up on Sally's feed, make sure that if you have a really good post that you think is going to speak to Sally, you want to be posting it around the time that Sally is going to be home. So if Sally works, you might want to post it at 8:30 at night, which isn't your normal like 8 to 9 a.m. posting time. So these are just things to think about. And if you have any questions, as always, you can always message me on Facebook under Lauren Gerace. I'm happy to help one-on-one. I want everyone to be successful with this business. And frankly, there's no reason not to be.
All right, perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys, such good stuff. Okay, my turn to chat about, let's see what I was going to chat about vision, about why. Oh, actually, one second. I'm going to switch rooms here for a sec. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go outside. Okay. I have to escape also. So to start out with, if you haven't seen Simon Sinek's talk, it's a TEDx talk. I think it's called like Start With Why. Google it, or I'll put it in the post when we post this in our group. But Simon Sinek, Start With Why. It's a TEDx talk. It's great. If you're not really clear about why you're doing this, whether it's something on the side, whether you're doing it full time, the challenging moments are going to really drag you down. So this is new for many people. You may have been in the industry for a while for network marketing, direct sales, or this could be your very, very first company. And if you don't know why you're doing it, like the ups and downs are really tricky. So get really clear about why you're doing this, why during those wall kicking moments, why during those times when you want to quit and you feel like you have no support and you feel like it's too hard and you feel like no one understands you, that you will keep going, because it's not hard. It's new. And it takes learning skills, habit, and mindset to become successful at this. It's very different than a 9-to-5 job. It's very, very, very different. So if you're coming into this thinking, I'm going to make a few Facebook posts and people are going to come flocking to me, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. In the 3 years that I've been doing this, there have been so many times where I've questioned myself, like, do I want to do this? Do I want to put myself out there and do this? But I'm really glad that I have stuck it out. So to help you get clear on your why, if you haven't seen my Facebook Live video within our group, check it out when I talk about our vision boards. So in a couple weeks, I think I said October 19th, we're going to have a Zoom call where we share out our vision boards or vision books. So I started mine. It's a book, and I'm going to keep it with me, and I'm not done. I've just been cutting out things that inspire me, things like words that inspire me, things that I see in my future for my children's health, for things that I want in my life. It could be both like physical, tangible things that would make your life easier, or, I mean, let's start to dream again, you guys. We've been taught to just live this mundane life, this just get by, have more month than money left. Like people are struggling. Like people are not in a good financial or physical health, and they're both really related. So like start to dream. Like if in a perfect day, imagine a perfect day where you could be with who you want, where you want, doing what you want. What is that? And who says that we cannot have that? So start to dream, start to think, and start to either cut out pictures or start to draw pictures or write down words. This is not about being perfect. Let's cut that out. Get something down. Get just any little piece of paper. Doesn't have to be a book. Doesn't have to be a big board. But start to write down like what kind of paycheck from HempWorks would change the quality of your life. What vacation are you hoping to take? If you don't have these things down and are looking at them and referencing them daily, they're not going to happen. It's the law of attraction. Whether you believe in it or not, I absolutely do. What you put out, you attract. And so if I'm looking at my book every day and like reminding myself why I'm doing this, reminding myself when people say no, when people return product, that I keep going, that it's not necessarily hard. It's new, and people get really nervous about things that are new and different. So make sure to participate in this. So get a piece of paper. Don't feel like you have to be perfect. Stop with the questions. How do I, and like look inward. And I mean, we can answer all those logistic questions. Like that's the what. So Simon Sinek says the why is your middle circle, then the how, and then the what. And so if you know your why, if you are like so strong in your conviction and your not in your heart and your passion about doing this, like no one can stop you. And the other things about, you know, the comp plan and the back office and all that, that can come. You can learn that. What you do need to get super clear on is why you're doing this when things get tough. One sec, guys. Can someone take over? I got to get Jackson.
Chris, I think that's all you.
I'll jump in because I had a piece at the end, and regardless, I was going to come back to this anyway. So just because Elaine had mentioned it, you know, talking about having these massive dreams. So when you come in, like when you lay out your goal for what you want out of this company, it should be as high as possible. Whether or not you achieve that or not, it doesn't really matter. But if you sell yourself short out of the gate, like you're probably going to limit yourself. So your goal is not, I want to be an executive or I want to make 5K or 10K. My goal is I want to be in a super affiliate. Box, you give yourself room to grow and basically the space that you should be living in instead of confining yourself to this really small box. So come out of the gate with your goals and your dreams absolutely as high as possible, and we'll see what happens. But don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself by confining yourself to a small box right away. Elaine, are you ready?
Yeah.
I jumped in there. I was just
I pretty much covered everything. It's just don't get hung up on the what do I do? What is my checklist? What do I have to do? Because that will come. You learn as you earn. Network marketing is a totally different business model. It's a totally different thing where it's amazing. I mean, what other business do you get to pick your business partners? Like all of you guys, I didn't know 90% of you before this. And how fun is it that we get to collaborate with new people, set that vision for your friends, like tell them about this, talk about this, and attract them in. Some people say, how do you get people? How do you get people? You don't get people. You provide so much value and so much just keeping it real and being a leader yourself that you attract people. You attract people because they want to do what you do. So work on your vision board or book. October 19th, we will share out. It's so important. It's so like, don't overlook this. Don't overlook this why, your vision and your why. This is like the heart of your business is getting in touch with why you are doing what you're doing. Because if you don't, you will lose that vision. And when things get tough, you will fizzle out. We don't want you to fizzle out. You can do this. The top leaders in this company, go check them out. Go look at in your back office. Go look at the leaderboard and go Google them or Facebook them and look at them. They're normal people, just like you and me. We can all do this. We are at the right time with this company. 6 new products are coming. I know Chris is going to touch on October goals, but you guys are in the perfect place with the perfect company. We have something so, so special. So people are their own biggest self-sabotagers. Don't let it be you. Like, don't get in your head. Get out of your head. Get out of that negative self-talk, those negative stories. Because if you can get out of your own way and master the mundane, master, just like what Courtney was saying, master the prospecting, master the answering messages, master telling people about dosing, educating people. It's doing the same thing over and over. And so some people get, okay, we're at a 10-minute warning there. So master the mundane, get out of your own way, and it's just exciting. We're going to keep doing these weekly trainings, and we have a team here to support you. So make sure if you're feeling down or feeling frustrated, reach out to someone and don't give up. All right. So Chris, you can take it away for October goals.
All right. So one of the biggest things I thought that I saw in September was just the growth of our team in general, the strength of our team. I feel like it's growing at a really exponential rate, which is really awesome to see. When I think about October, like I really feel like October, November, December, the next 3 months, hopefully this the new hemp bill finalized. You know, we put all these things, like these next 3 months, there are going to be some just groundbreaking, like earth-shattering things that are going to happen for this company, which means they're going to happen for us. So when I think about seeing the strength of our team really growing, I don't know, I feel like, what do we have in our business group? 11, I think we have almost 1,100 people. I feel like we could double that. I feel like we could double that in a hurry if we wanted to. So 1 month to double it, I mean, that's literally saying you enroll one person and you add them to the group. And I feel like maybe we don't have everyone's affiliates in the group, just from the sheer size of what I think our team might actually be. I feel like, so make sure your people are in the group. But, you know, we continue to grow the team, and we look at our customer group. I think there's 9,000 people in that group. Our goal with that, again, should be to double it. We should be sharing the group. I think that's something that maybe we've lost in the last few months. I'm seeing a really good amount of posts and quality posts. We're not just throwing content out there. We are sharing things that people are finding so much value in, but we should still share the group, get people into the group. I think a big goal would be, you know, to have the #1 HempWorks group out there, to the point where we're going to start just getting like hundreds of requests a day, because people are going to search for HempWorks or CBD, and that group is going to be at the very top. It's going to have so much traffic that it will be the #1 group. Like, people are like, boom, that's the group I want in, because there's so many people. And what happens is, whether these people are your customers or not, once you have that many people, you're going to see an unbelievable amount of people sharing things in the group that add value, to where people come back to you and say, now I want to be part of this, whether it's affiliate, I want to be part of this by being a customer. So the testimonials that start getting shared, that's another thing. We got to go back to, maybe it's almost like we take things back to the beginning. We're sharing the group, we're getting people back in the group, we're sharing in that group too. So you're not just sharing on your page, you're sharing in that group, testimonials, whatever, because people see that, they're going to feel more empowered. They're going to feel more comfortable sharing. And once the testimonials come in, again, that's another thing that just the group takes off. And once we get, you know, a month from now, you have 15, 20,000 people in that group. It's the #1 HempWorks group. You know, we become the #1 CBD group. Like, I really feel like that's possible. Do the vision board. Follow through with what Elaine is asking, because I really feel like this is something big, and it's something that's really important to know that why, to have that vision. So please follow through with that, so that we can have an awesome, you know, kind of share session with those. Join the 5K, the Run to 5K challenge group. We share this. We can share this again when we're done. It's still only the 3rd of the month. Sealy has a group, and we're trying to get everyone in. It's a Run to 5K. I think she password protected the group, and it is We Want CBD. That's the password if you need in. Get in that group, because she is an absolutely tremendous leader. I have learned so much from her. You want to be in that group. She will help absolutely anybody. So get in the group. One of the things that she talks about is creating your own story. And we've touched on that in this group. So make sure you have your story down, because that's the first thing that people want to hear, is your story. You know, your story about CBD, what you've seen, what it has done. So put together your story. And then the other things are kind of the same things that we've kind of already touched on that I wrote down, is kind of your back office, your comp training. We're learning as we go, like Elaine said. We are mastering things as we go. And if you feel like you've got it down, that doesn't mean. I watched a video the other day on the comp plan, and I would have told you before that I know this. I already know this, but I watched it again to see if there was something new, because every time you learn something new, you level up on your mastery level of that subject, and it makes it that much easier. I think back to like something simple like an introduction email that I would have sent to somebody that pre-enrolled, and I'll tell you right now, I would cringe at what I sent somebody like the first week. So now, like, my evolution of what I send people and everything is that much better. So I had that much better of a chance of somebody signing on, that much better of a chance of somebody ordering. It's the same thing with explaining the comp plan. Instead of going back and forth with somebody for 20 minutes being like, and not getting anywhere because I was explaining things bad, like, the time is getting cut way down. So your management of your time is that much more effective. So every time you learn something new, it's just going to help your level of mastery of that topic to the point where you're going to bring that much more value. So all of those things, your back office, your comp plan, your products. Another thing I try to do is, I did this a couple times last month, was an image drop in the group. You have no idea the power that images can have, because they say so much more sometimes than words can. And some people are visual learners, so they just see the picture. You know, I've seen people sign on just by seeing the picture of the products or the opportunity, and I posted like a pre-enrollment link, and like 5 minutes later they're like already like an affiliate. So images have that power, especially with the products, and having all of these things at your disposal really quickly, whether they're on your, they should be on your computer, they should be on every single device that you use that you are doing business with, so they're readily accessible. Like there's pictures out there that explain how to become binary qualified, that I feel like for some people that was it. That's all they needed to see, and they're like, oh, I got it. And it's like literally takes 2 seconds to load it up. You have that folder or whatever where all these images are. So have these things at your disposal. Let's keep leveling up our mastery of everything. Let's do the vision board. Let's join the Run to 5K group, and let's work on doubling our group sizes so that our team just keeps growing. That is what I got. I think we got 3 minutes left.
Yep, 3 minutes, perfect. And then make sure you're plugging into the Matrix group. So after this, at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then the equivalent times, is Jenna's. So Jenna has, I think she's already done 6 brilliant interviews. That's in your training section in your back office. And then if you want to catch it live, head on over to her Matrix page. Yeah, that was it. That was awesome. So I will get this uploaded and post it in our group. Reach out with any questions. I'll post the TED Talk below it. And then, yeah, happy payday tomorrow. See you guys next week. Take care.